All right, and welcome to half circles. Now, in our very first example, let's take a half circle, which is just what the name implies, half of a circle, or what it's truly called in geometry, we call this a semicircle. Now, when we're talking about a semicircle, we're talking about half of a circle, and typically you're going to be given the diameter. Okay, so just kind of remember, if there is the center, that is the exact center of the circle, then this guy right here must be a diameter. And when talking about the area of a circle, recall that the area of a circle is equal to pi r squared. Well, a semicircle is half of a circle, so we just need to take this and divide everything by 2 at the very end. So let's say this. What if we were given this semicircle and its diameter was, 10 centimeters? What in the world are we going to do? Well, we'd say, okay, our formula here is the area of I'm actually going to change this to the area of a semicircle is equal to pi times, and what is half of 10? Remember, the diameter divided by 2 is equal to the radius. And so 10 divided by 2 will, of course, be 5. All right? And so for the radius, we'll plug in 5 squared, all divided by 2. Now, as we continue on, we know that the area of a semicircle is going to be pi times, well, what is 5 squared? Well, that's going to be 25 all over 2. And this allows us to actually write down 2 different types of answers. Okay? So, our answer number 1 is we can actually just take and do 25 divided by 2. We could say that the area of our semicircle is equal to 12.5 pi centimeters squared. And this is called writing your answer in terms of pi. Or we can do the area of our semicircle. We can get a decimal approximation by simply multiplying 12.5 times pi. So let me go ahead and try and do this real quick in my calculator. So we'll just go to our calculator. Remember, if you have an iPhone, you can turn your calculator to the side, write 12.5 times the pi button. It's in the bottom middle. And it looks like your answer is going to be 123.37 centimeters squared. So the top number in terms of pi is the exact answer, and the bottom number is what we call an approximation. All right, let's go see one more example. Okay, so here we have a semicircle where the diameter is 8 centimeters, and so let's just go ahead and use our formula very quickly. We know that the area of a semicircle is equal to pi r squared divided by 2. We know that our diameter divided by 2 is going to equal 4 centimeters, or just drawing this graphically, our radius is 4 centimeters, and this allows us to go ahead and plug this into the formula. Say, okay, the area of our semicircle is equal to pi times our radius squared all over 2. And y'all give me 1 second. Okay, so our radius we know is 4 centimeters. We'll plug that in. And now we have 4 squared. Remember, we always want to take care of our exponent first. And this will give us this first little step here. The area of our semicircle is now 4 squared is 16. And this time I'll write it in front of the pi. 16 pi over 2. And for our first technically correct answer, we can do 16 divided by 2, which would give us the area of our semicircle is 8 pi. And in this case, since I'm using centimeters, it'll be 8 pi centimeters squared. Now once again, what if I want you to get the decimal approximation answer? Well, all we have to do is 8 times pi, which winds up being 25.13 centimeters squared. And this is the area of our semicircle. Alright, I hope this helps, and I'll catch you guys in our next lesson.